Welcome to Spiritual Awakening family. A message from your guides. Beloveds, we greet you with great joy in our hearts and the divine knowing that each and every one of you is exactly where you are meant to be in this moment. You are all unfolding very much according to a divine plan that you agreed to before you incarnated into your current physical life. Most of you reading this are not yet doing what you are here to do. You will receive instructions when you have completed the preparations necessary for you to move into your contracted role. You will be made aware of this in one way or another when the time is right. For those of you who doubt this because you know time does not exist in our realm, that does not mean we are not capable of perceiving your growth and development through your perception of time. We understand the importance you place on time, and therefore we would like to clarify how we bridge this dimension called time to more adequate assist you. Time is, from our perspective, a linear construct that does not serve the expansion you are all moving into, because that expansion is not measurable in any time frame. Whenever channels, including this one, refer to time in a channeled message that is based on our projection of a specific timeline. Beloveds, there are, at any given moment, multiple timelines. The one the channel picks up on is not necessarily the one that will play out. Therefore, more often than not, we will give a fluid time frame i.e. 3 to 6 months, 1 to 2 years, 5 to 10 years, etc. Having said this, none of those timelines may come to fruition if there is a dynamic that accelerates or decelerates a timeline, or if an expansion in human thought occurs that makes that timeline obsolete. Your current acceleration in consciousness is constantly jumping timelines such that it is the equivalent of skipping grades in school. Despite what is playing out in some places and the media's near constant coverage of those things that are reflective of lower consciousness, the vast majority of you are being impacted in subtle and not so subtle ways by a more powerful and even more constant barrage of coronal emissions, angelic influence, and interstellar communications. These are all in support of your unfoldment into more cosmically awake and aware individuals. The more you tune into that which is higher vibrational and supportive of higher consciousness, the less you are affected by that which carries a lower vibration. We counsel you to eschew news coverage that has a vibration-lowering effect on you. That is not because we do not want you to be informed or aware of what is going on in your world. It is because the vast majority of you do not currently hold the vibration necessary to maintain your energetic equilibrium when confronted with mass murders, drug epidemics, sexual harassment, coercion, and abuse, or anything that repetitively devalues life on the human scale. There is so much mass destruction of so many other life forms, which is just as tragic but does not even register as newsworthy in most cases. Beloveds, we are with you through this journey you call life in so many ways to support your awakening into your divine selves. When you are living in such a way that you can hold the atrocities in your heart for healing into wholeness, without getting upset, blaming, or feeling powerless, you are capable of watching the news without it depleting you energetically or lowering your vibration. When that is the case, we do ask you to watch and witness and notice times when the barometric pressure of violence, corruption, scandals, and unnecessary deaths seems to drop, and when it seems to rise. This is happening all the time, yet, instead of reporting reductions in crime, most news outlets continue to cover old, lower vibrational news rather than report on something uplifting. This is changing, and those who pioneer higher vibrational news on a major network will profit greatly. The reason this will become reality despite many pitches for more uplifting programming in the past, is because, in your society, women will be seen as lower risk of sexual scandal and will therefore be deemed a more stable investment for any given network. When women are in greater positions of power in the networks, the programming will change to reflect more wholesomeness, more local coverage, more emphasis on community building, more family-oriented news, and targeted programming that reflects the diversity of the demographic that particular network affiliate serves. You can facilitate this reality coming to fruition more quickly in a number of ways. The single most effective way is to boycott the news. Beloveds, in your society it is nearly impossible for you to be in the dark about what is happening in your world because of the constant onslaught through all of your media outlets and devices. What we are suggesting is that you simply turn off your televisions or do not tune them to any news channels for a number of days or a week. You will still be informed in other ways because it is nearly impossible, unless you make a very concerted effort, to avoid the news. We recommend you assess your level of stress and your overall well-being on the last day you watch the news. Fast from the news and then do another assessment, and we believe you will feel considerably less stressed and get a sense of well-being. The only people who this would not apply to are those whose livelihoods depend on them paying attention to breaking news. Another way you can facilitate the changes we are talking about is by limiting your news watching to perhaps 1 hour per day. An exceptional way to approach the invitation we are offering you is to utilize the time you normally use watching the news in a more constructive way, that is, taking a class, spending quality time engaging with loved ones, moving your body, sitting or walking in nature, taking a nap, engaging in a creative pursuit, and so many other activities that are more life-supporting than exposing your mind, body, and spirit to the level of energy depletion that typically occurs when you watch the news. As we move forward together on our shared journey, you will become more aware of our presence and assistance to you, provided you clear the code we informed you of in the February 12, 2018 message. We are reiterating the importance of maintaining clean energy hygiene, particularly via fasting from or boycotting the news for very specific reasons. We are wanting you to recognize the importance of maintaining a higher vibration because this will help you immensely through the changes that are coming. We do not want you to sleep through the changes, being sheep to whatever rhetoric those in power want you to adhere to. We encourage you to develop your own level of discernment about what is happening by tuning into your energy body and allowing that to inform you so that you are not so easily influenced by the fear propaganda being churned out. Beloveds, we are loving you powerfully in this and every moment and will continue to do so always. You are never alone. We highly encourage you to sit quietly and ask us to share our messages with you. We are always available to those who choose to connect with us. It may take a few sittings for you to attune to or receive our messages. Know you are worthy of our attention and communication. The more you practice, the stronger the connection and communication grows. Be still, sit in silence, reap the rewards, and so it is. The collective of guides. I hope you like the video. Welcome to your channel. Don't forget to check out the other uploads.